Daytime. SCP Daytime.
Well, it looks like it's going to be another fine day.
Resistance is futile. Just simulate the day.
Go ahead. Make my day.
How was your day today? Did you have a good day today or a bad day today? Well, what kind of day was it? Well, I don't know. How about you? How was your day?
We have a big show for
Good luck, showboy.
How long and away we go.
That's the smartest thing I've heard all day.
SCP Daytime.
A few months ago, I did an entire episode of my Sunday night talk commentary radio show about what I labeled America's new deadly sin, arrogance. In a nutshell, I offered up that a lot of the problems that we have as a nation these days have a lot to do with the fact that there is one problem we have that we aren't even close to admitting we have in the first place, arrogance. Now, I'm not the first delightfully articulate, boyishly handsome talking head to point out this little bald eagle in our ointment. Credit for that goes to writer Aaron Sorkin, the Oscar-winning screenwriter of the movies Steve Jobs and The Social Network, as well as the multiple Emmy-winning TV series The West Wing. Mr. Sorkin, for my overtaxed dollar, parked one over the center field fence with this stunningly brilliant monologue, spoken by the character of newscaster Will McAvoy, portrayed by Jeff Daniels in the opening scene of the opening episode of another Sorkin series, HBO's The Newsroom.
Let's move on to the next question. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Jenny. I'm a sophomore, and this is for all three of you. Can you say in one sentence or less what... you know what I mean. Can you say why America is the greatest country in the world?
Diversity and opportunity.
Lewis?
Freedom and freedom. So let's keep it that way.
Will?
The New York Jets.
No, I'm going to hold you to an answer on that. What makes America the greatest country in the world?
Well, Lewis and Sharon said it. Diversity and opportunity and freedom and freedom.
I'm not letting you go back to the airport without answering the question.
Well, our Constitution is a masterpiece. James Madison was a genius. The Declaration of Independence is, for me, the single greatest piece of American writing. You don't look satisfied.
One's a set of laws and the other's a declaration of war. I want a human moment from you. What about the people? Why is America
not the greatest country in the world, Professor? That's my answer.
You're saying...
Yes.
Let's talk about...
Fine. Sharon, the NEA is a loser. Yeah, it accounts for a penny out of our paycheck, but he gets to hit you with it anytime he wants. It doesn't cost money. It costs votes. It costs airtime and column inches. You know why people don't like liberals? Because they lose. If liberals are so fucking smart, how come they lose so goddamn always?
Hey.
And with a straight face, you're going to tell students that America is so star-spangled awesome that we're the only ones in the world who have freedom? Canada has freedom. Japan has freedom. The UK, France, Italy, Germany, Spain, Australia, Belgium has freedom. So 207 sovereign states in the world, like 180 of them have freedom.
All right.
And yeah, you, sorority girl, just in case you accidentally wander into a voting booth one day, there's some things you should know. And one of them is, there is absolutely no evidence to support the statement that we're the greatest country in the world. We're 7th in literacy, 27th in math, 22nd in science, 49th in life expectancy, 178th in infant mortality, 3rd in median household income, number 4 in labor force, and number 4 in exports. We lead the world in only 3 categories: number of incarcerated citizens per capita, number of adults who believe angels are real, and defense spending, where we spend more than the next 26 countries combined, 25 of whom are allies. Now, none of this is the fault of a 20-year-old college student, but you nonetheless are, without a doubt, a member of the worst generation ever. So when you ask what makes us the greatest country in the world, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yosemite? Sure used to be. We stood up for what was right. We fought for moral reasons. We passed laws, struck down laws for moral reasons. We waged wars on poverty, not poor people. We sacrificed. We cared about our neighbors. We put our money where our mouths were, and we never beat our chest. We built great big things, made ungodly technological advances, explored the universe, cured diseases, and we cultivated the world's greatest artists and the world's greatest economy. We reached for the stars, acted like men. We aspired to intelligence. We didn't belittle it. It didn't make us feel inferior. We didn't identify ourselves by who we voted for in the last election, and we didn't scare so easy. We were able to be all these things and do all these things because we were informed by great men, men who were revered. First step in solving any problem is recognizing there is one. America is not the greatest country in the world anymore. Enough?
Somehow, not so surprisingly, the response by listeners to my show that night was almost non-existent. And as a rule, on a show where all I have to do is say the words right to bear arms, Second Amendment, gun control, and or same-sex marriage in any context whatsoever, and the phones light up like the White House Christmas tree, the lack of response to a controversial topic, and especially a controversial comment about that topic, generally means only one thing. People listening might not like what they're hearing. They might even be angered by what they're hearing, but they're not calling in to disagree. Because stubbornness and hard-headedness notwithstanding, they know the truth when they hear it.
To tell the truth.
Lately, I've been constructing a corollary to the notion that we're walking wounded these days in large measure because of the arrogance I described, the arrogance so eloquently painted by Aaron Sorkin's words and Jeff Daniels' performance. It has to do with freedom, and another of my patented trademark bumper sticker aphorisms.
Bazinga!
No, that's Sheldon Cooper's patented trademark bumper sticker aphorism. The problem with freedom is that you have to give it to everybody.
Oh no, this can't be good.
And the problem with freedom in America in the year 2016 is that it is too often, in too many ways, afforded to too many people freedom without accountability. Freedom without responsibility, freedom without ability, even freedom without respect for that very freedom in the first place. Freedom handed out along with the congratulatory balloons, potted plants, $1 off baby powder coupons, and the smudgy teeny tiny footprints on that birth certificate to any and everyone born in this country with no other qualification required than that they have just been born in this country.
You gotta see the baby. When are you gonna see the baby?
We never really stop to consider the zaniness bordering on insanity of doling out freedom like a free with every purchase bonus for doing nothing more than being born. But we would never, ever consider, say, giving a child the keys to the car and a cheerful, have fun, simply and only because they just turned 15.
Move it! You're killing me!
Or hand them a gun and say, good shooting, kiddo. Well, actually, that happens a lot. But the car thing? No way, Jose.
The Frito Bandito make the magic. I turn your Fritos corn chips into my Fritos corn chips.
Oh, and Jose, in that context, is used as an affectionate nod to the classic silly rhyme we've all used all our lives and is in no way intended to denigrate or discriminate against anyone actually named Jose. Freedom, meanwhile, is cool. Freedom is neato. Freedom is bitchy. And you know what else freedom is? Come on, you've heard it said a million times. Freedom is sweet. You probably said it a million times. Sweet freedom. And you know why freedom is sweet? Because freedom is like sugar. It's delicious and delightful, and it makes the flavor of everything in our everyday lives a tasty treat for the whole family. People from oppressed countries all over the great big world risk life and limb every day to come here and taste the joys of living in a land where the opportunities and the air and the freedom is sweet. What you want to bet, the first elementary phrase that foreigners want to learn when they study English is some translation or form of, come on, give me some sugar. Here's the thing about sugar, though. As with beautiful falling snow, visits from in-laws, and anything having to do with Miley Cyrus, a little goes a long, long way. And too much? Well, too much can slow you down, inflame your joints, make you moody, even make you angry, make you fat, make you tired, make you lazy, make you cross that tricky line between life is sweet and life is shit before you can say, hey, honey, pass the sugar. And the only way to counter the negative effects is to back off, cut back, even get off the Sugarland Express for a while, or even forever. But that's not so easily done, is it? Because we all know what else sugar is, don't we? Might as well face it.
Might as well face it, you're addicted.
As completely and deeply and monkey on our backs addicted as addicted can be to sugar and to freedom, including the freedom to simply enjoy the freedom without accountability, without responsibility, without ability, even without respect for that very freedom in the first place. And as we all, and Jenny Craig and Marie Osmond among others, tell us, giving up that pleasure is hard, man. Made even harder by the fact that you got to admit you've got a problem before you have any chance of finding a solution to that problem. But that's almost impossible to do when you're addicted and you're angry. So, just like any self-respecting addict, you go looking for the quick fix or the easy solution, the one-size-fits-all answer to the problems that have come about because rather than having our freedoms taken away from us, too much freedom, in fact, has been handed out to too many people who don't deserve it, who don't use it with intelligence and in moderation, and who simply don't respect it. They just want it, and then they want more of it. And somebody slick and savvy about those kind of things comes along and taps into that anger and makes you feel like he understands exactly why you're angry. Promises to make it all better.
It's getting better all the time.
Doesn't tell you how exactly, but makes promises that are just too good to turn away from. The promise that America will soon, once again, be the greatest country in the world. What this guy says has got to be true. After all, it says so right on his cap. Pretty sweet. Here's some candy. Get in the car.
Who can take a sunrise? Sprinkle it with you. Cover it with chocolate and a miracle or two. The Candy Man. Ooh, the Candy Man can.
SEP Daytime is produced by my production company. Questions, opinions, and comments are welcome. Email us sepdaytime@myproductioncompany.biz.
Candy Man.